Hey everyone, and welcome to the first episode in our monthly highlights series. This episode covers important Demon List and community-related events that happened in the month of May 2020. In this video, we'll be talking about the Bypass and the Pie Pass, including an exclusive interview with a very special guest. We'll also be discussing list changes, upcoming and recently released Extreme Demons, plus level reviews. Without further ado, let's get started.
Let's wind the clocks back. In late 2017, the Demon List team made the controversial decision to ban the FPS bypass from the list due to them considering it illegitimate. Although punishments were not as severe for hiding the bypass as for other hacks, the method remained banned for nearly 2.5 years. However, on May 8, 2020, a player by the name of PoweredByPie unveiled a new method of increasing Geometry Dash's FPS cap without using the hack. Advertised as a Demon List acceptable FPS bypass, this method took the community by storm. We won't go into detail of how the Pie Pass works here, but we'll leave a link to Pie's video in the description in case you want to try the method yourself. The list team didn't accept this new method right away, since there were massive implications to doing so. Following several conferences, the team realized that there isn't a significant difference between the Pie Pass and simply having a better monitor. They both make use of the same bug when the game launches. However, if the Pie Pass was allowed, there would be no reliable way to differentiate it from the original Bypass, since many of the visual aspects of the game revolve solely around the frame rate. Because of this, along with several other reasons, the team decided to not only allow the Pie Pass, but the FPS Bypass as well. Due to very high refresh rates causing many problems with the list and the game, a cap was set for both at 300 FPS. We look forward to seeing how a new era of the playing community unfolds with these new guidelines. Stay tuned to the end of the video for a very special interview with the creator of Pie Pass himself, PoweredByPie.
We've seen many changes to the list during the month of May. The biggest change came in the top 10, with the Golden being placed at number 1. This mega collab by Bo was verified by Nswish, the current number 1 player on the stats viewer. Tartarus has dropped to number 2, after only being rated for a few months. Another major change in the top 10 was Thinking Space finally being placed at number 4, later dropping to number 5. This formerly impossible demon from early 2.0 was verified by Atomic, a skilled player from the United States. Aronia, a mega collab posted by Exon and verified by Kodamon, was also placed this month at number 15, later falling to number 17. Its victors consider it an especially enjoyable level for its difficulty. Spectrum Cyclone, a completely solo level by Temp, was rated and placed at number 23, ending the month at number 26. This level features Temp's iconic style in rainbow form, coupled with the song Climax by SMK. Another completely solo level was also placed this month at number 126. Phosphorescent by Lime is a level with a nostalgic song by Waterflame featuring great gameplay. Other notable changes include Zapkiel being moved down from number 34 to number 39, ending the month at number 40, and Paroxysm being moved from number 51 to number 42, later falling to number 43. Glitch Memories and Aesthetic were also placed, and are both in the extended list. Ragnarok, Necromancer, Low Death, Catalyze, and Photovoltaic 2 all saw their placements raised, whilst Auditory Breaker and Demonicat were both moved down.
Due to the unbanning of the bypass, May has seen a lot of changes in the stats viewer. Dice88, for instance, has made a record-breaking 123 place jump from number 196 to number 73. Zeronium has gone up 71 places from number 90 to number 29, and Dolphy has gone from number 20 to number 9. As for the top 10, Brian and Rainstorm have both gone up a spot, with them sitting at number 4 and number 3 respectively. And RG has also moved up, going from number 9 to number 6. After fluking many list demons, Luqualizer has also jumped from number 17 all the way to number 10. Several significant completions have taken place this month. Zeronium, Cutter, Sid125, and Zawadal have all beaten Zodiac. Rory and Swyborg have both beaten the El Dorado-inspired level the Golden. With this level recently getting placed as the new number 1 demon, make sure to give them a big congrats. Doggy has completed the top 4 demon Kinos, which is a jump from Killbot. Given his close involvement with the level and its verifier, it's very nice to see him overcome this beast of a level. A player named MrStupidGD managed to beat the Memory Challenge Super Probably level as his first Extreme Demon. Nswish has beaten Thinking Space, becoming the first victor after its rate. Additionally, he has now beaten 2/3 of the entire main list, becoming the main list king once again. KVO82 beat Wasureta as his new hardest demon, jumping from Furious Flames. DT Dom beat Cognition, and Luqualizer beat around 8 main list demons. As for the mobile community, Thunder BT achieved a new record of 47% on Zodiac, coming back to the level after getting 40% 11 months earlier. Congratulations to everyone on their achievements this month.
Now, let's cover some more of the recently released or rated demons. Firstly, there is Hyper Paradox, a remake of Hyper Paracosm hosted by It's Hybrid. The purpose of this level, as stated in the verification video's description, was to fix the mistakes the original level had. The level was verified by Cappy Nappy in roughly 3,700 attempts, and he thinks if rated, it would place around 80th on the demon list. Moving on, The Golden by Bo and More is verified by Nswish on April 18th and rated on May 1st. The Golden is a mega collab hosted by Bo and has a total of 11 creators. The level was inspired by El Dorado, a famous 2.0 timing-based demon. An interesting fact is that El Dorado is actually Spanish for the Golden, meaning both levels technically share the same name. The Golden was rated relatively quickly, and has been placed at number 1 on the demon list, stealing Tartarus' spot as the hardest rated level in the game. Congrats to Nswish for accomplishing this near impossible feat. On the topic of Nswish verified levels, Rage by XGen26 and More was rated on the 7th of May. Rage was initially verified by Nswish in early 2019, but it remained unrated until quite recently. The concept behind this level is that each part features one game mode, and the color in each part is based on the color of the portal used. According to Nswish, this level is harder than Paroxysm, meaning it will most likely place in the top 50. Next, we have Glacial Core by Yanuha, the latest take on the modern 9 circle style. After going through 7 unsuccessful verifiers, the level was finally verified by Jake N2436 in around 6,500 attempts. This was Jake's first successful verification in 2 years, with his last being Fairy Dust V2 in January 2018. Jake described Glacial Core as an enjoyable level overall, but he isn't very sure about the difficulty. Another newly verified level is Colorful Dimension by Psyquel and More. This level is rainbow themed and contains many Korean creators. Colorful Dimension was verified by Rainstorm on May 7th in a little under 2,000 attempts, and, if rated, would place at roughly 130th on the demon list according to Rainstorm. And last but not least, another level that has just been verified is Wasureta, which was hosted and verified by Krazen. Originally, this level started out as a layout Krazen made for fun, featuring a song that isn't on Newgrounds. To his delight, some well-known creators agreed to decorate it, such as Isane and Hell Pegasus. According to Krazen, the level is extreme demon difficulty and very enjoyable to play. Congratulations to him on verifying his pride and joy.
This month's shoutout goes to a player by the name of Xylitol. Xylitol has completed some of the hardest demons, including Zodiac, Bloodlust, Arctic Lights, Sonic Wave, and Generic Wave. Xylitol is also currently ranked at number 36 on the stats sphere, which goes to show how talented of a player he is. He's currently sitting at just over 400 subs and is definitely deserving of more. Be sure to check his channel out. There is a link in the video description. The list demon of the month for June is Phosphorescent by Lime. This level uses Toxicity by Waterflame and has some pretty interesting gameplay and decoration. It is currently placed at number 125th on the extended list. The fastest players to beat this will receive a special shoutout on our June highlights video, so be sure to check it out.
Now, while this level isn't exactly a level that was released in May, it was placed on the list on the 1st of May, so it qualifies for this video. Spectrum Cyclone is a top 25 extreme demon created and verified by Temp, an incredibly skilled player from South Korea. This level really conveys Temp's incredibly unique style. The level was started in February of 2018 and took until January 15th, 2020 to be completed and verified. Spectrum Cyclone utilizes bright colors from the entire rainbow in fast-paced duels and other type gameplay, making it incredibly satisfying to watch and, according to those who have beaten it, exceptionally fun. There really isn't too much to say about the level. The colors are very eye-pleasing and the majority of the design is clean. There are a few things here and there that could be improved, such as 11 to 15% having too much black overall, which makes it feel more dark, and having it transition into a bright part doesn't really help either. I'm also not a huge fan of the block deco from 20 to 23, as the most types of base blocks look pretty messy. Other than that, the design is very nice. One thing that I do think could be improved on overall is the movements in the level. I think that the movements, especially ones demonstrated at the wave at 29%, are too sudden and could be much smoother. With that being said, those movements work quite well with the cube starting at 69%. Overall, I think this level is one of the better releases in terms of levels in general. I think Temp did a remarkable job with this level, and if you have the skill to go for this, I highly recommend you do.
Because there isn't a full showcase of this level, I won't be able to cover parts that were not shown at the time. Hope you understand. With that out of the way, I would like to say that Virus is one of my favorite creators. His uses of glow, atmosphere, colors, as well as his grounds are just stunning. His gameplay also has a unique touch, along with looking really fun to play. Unfortunately, because he doesn't always finish his creations, we do not get the opportunity to play them. As for the level in question, it starts off with a dark and slow cube section with lots of black glow pillars. This black glow pillar gimmick is often used in dark and ambient sections of levels, and certainly adds to the atmosphere. The color uses in this blocks are also eye-catching, there being numerous hue changes. Some things that I liked about the part are the gradient pillars in the ground. The pre-drop and drop have likely the best colors in the entire level. Given the fact that there is no full level showcase, this opinion could easily change, but from what I have seen so far, it is really eye-catching and blends well with the part before it. The gradient glow on the top and bottom of the drop section are also really cool. Having two different colors on the top and bottom of the screen is something Virus has done before, and is certainly something I would like to see more of in levels. Virus also cleverly placed arrows in this part, alternating the colors when the player is in a corridor, and separating them when the player is not. The pulses are another nice touch here, mostly because they are well synced and expressed. They mix well with each other and altogether pull off a really good look. Other than a short dual wave segment, the last 40% of this level seems to look fairly similar. This part of the level may not look as good as the first drop in my opinion, but still holds really well. The glow pillars in the ground look really good and stand out like always, and the glow in the blocks also add to the bright and vibrant feel that the level has been giving. The colors really pop out to me in this part. You can tell that Virus went ham with hues when making these blocks, and it certainly isn't a bad thing. With each block having at least two colors, and with the constant color changing, this part really has some good diversity when it comes to colors. This also goes to show how creative Virus can be. It's not often you see creators use lots of colors and pulses in a part, and while it isn't exactly uncommon, I would love to see more of these sorts of parts. While some parts had a lot of copy-paste, I still definitely think that this is a great level. Virus has said in a community post that verification may take longer due to the fact that he is having more fun creating than playing, which certainly is not a bad thing, but at the same time, I cannot wait to see the full level. Hopefully he'll be able to pick up verification again soon and get this banger level out.
Alright, hi Pi.
Hi.
Hi, alright, so this is Powered by Pi. He was the person that found the Pi Pass, and as a result, was the reason that the bypass was unbanned. So I'm going to start this off by asking, how did you discover this method in the first place?
Well, essentially, I was attempting to overclock my monitor in NVIDIA control panel, and somehow I came across this, so yeah. And then I just released a video on it and asked the Demons List about it, and that's how that happened.
So, when did you start refining this method?
I didn't really refine it myself. Telepracity did. Essentially what he did was he was interested in getting it to work in full screen because originally it only worked on windowed. So he tried using the NVIDIA control panel and using a second monitor. So then you could basically do the same thing, but with your second monitor being the one that's visible. And then he basically just got it to work on full screen, and then proceeded to write like a batch file and some programs related to that so that I know it was more automated. So. Yeah.
Are there any risks to your monitor?
From what I can tell, no, because when you do get it to such a high hertz, your monitor will simply just reject it because it can't actually display it. Because most monitors have a fail-safe that just does not display above a certain refresh rate because it physically can't display it. So I don't think so, but I mean, if you want to try it, you should do it at your own risk.
Did you expect the bypass to be unbanned along with it?
I think Telepracity told me beforehand that it might be, but I wasn't 100% sure.
What was your initial reaction to both of them being allowed?
I don't know, I was pretty excited. I went and made like a 2-second video and then uploaded it to my channel. And it was pretty cool, I guess. Yeah, I was just pretty excited because we've been waiting for a little bit. And now, I guess, the fact that so many players that used to use Bypass can now finally be allowed on the list, I think is pretty cool, I guess. I think it makes sense how they came to the conclusion that bypass should be unbanned. So
Do you agree with that decision?
I think I do agree with that. Functionally, I'm pretty sure they're almost 100 exactly the same, with the only difference being that one has VSync on and one has VSync off. So I like that they unbanned it because for some people they couldn't use bypass because they had Intel iGPUs, so it makes it more accessible basically.
Right.
It's basically just taking something that's already proven to be possible without hacking the game and then making a hack that makes it more widespread, so then it evens the playing field more, I guess.
Right. Do you think that the bypass will stay as relevant, or will it be seen as more like an alternative to the bypass?
I'm not really sure because from what I've heard that some people think that bypass is like it's less choppy, it's less laggy, things like that. I'm not particularly sure if that's the case for everyone, but I think it'll probably end up being just case by case basis, like you decide, I guess.
Right.
I'm not sure though. Yeah.
Are you planning on switching to the bypass?
Personally, I think the bypass has worked fine for me. So I'll probably just do bypass because bypass is a little bit more difficult to set up and run because with bypass you just need to like check a box and type in the number, so it's not as difficult, I guess.
Yeah. So moving on to the next question. Obviously, you know, the GD World Cup and tournaments in Geometry Dash, etc. What do you think about allowing the bypass or the bypass in those tournament settings?
I think it'll definitely help people because the principles of the tournaments right now are just that they will be based on your sight reading skill, and reducing delay will definitely help people sight read because essentially it just allows you to react quicker.
So you think it'd be useful for just increasing players' sight reading ability?
Yeah.
All right. That should pretty much wrap it up. If you have any final thoughts, go ahead.
I don't know. That's fine.
So that wraps up the first Demon List highlights. Thank you all for joining us in this video, and we look forward to releasing more highlight videos in the future. I'd like to give a special thanks to Zinc, RG, Debajor, Scripto, Moosh, Kutsu, Enderlink, and Nimbus, along with Visivity for helping write the script. The editors of this episode were Enderlink, Kutsu, Moosh, and myself. We hope to see you guys in our next video, which will be our behind the scenes episode. Take care and goodbye.